And welcome to And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents a Raleigh County battle between 9-11 and 15-4 Shady. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander, on camera. Well, Eric, this is round 2 between Independence and Shady. It's senior night, and I'm not sure, we were on earlier, and then we had some technical difficulties, so I'm not sure what our audience saw or didn't see, but it is senior night, and for Shady, they had 1 senior cheerleader and 2 senior basketball players.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. You know, what we talked about.
15-4, Independence with a big victory over Greater Beckley about a week and a half ago. Shady enters the ball game on a nice win streak, Eric. They won 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6. Both these teams are trending up as this is the final home game of the regular season for Shady. We'll have 1 more game after this. Independence will have 1 more game after this as well. And it looks like these 2 teams will square off in the first round of the sectional tournament. Yeah, so these teams will, what someone would say, get to know each other real well in the next couple of weeks. As we welcome you into the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller Buick GMC pregame show. And Eric, this is round 2, the first meeting back on January the 29th in Coal City. And that game was won by Shady 98-70. In that game, Amar Maxwell, 38 points. Jalen Bailey chipped in with 19. Gavin Davis had 17, and Jack Williams had 14. For Independence, Ashton Arthur led the way with 23. Yeah, and if Independence is going to really get into this game, they're going to have to get, you know, some more scoring from the and some more hot shooting, I think, to compete tonight. Yeah, and I don't think that the outcome of this game is going to matter. I think it's already preset from the way they've already finished that these 2 teams will play in the opening round of the sectional tournament, which will be Tuesday, February the 27th, the higher seed being Shady, so the game will be played here. Yeah, right back here in this this gymnasium. Nice atmosphere right here for any basketball being played. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Team's still going through the warm-ups. We're about 8 minutes away from getting the game started. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert Z. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance, we've got your back office.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome back to Shady Spring High School as we're getting you ready for 9-11 Independence and 15-4 Shady. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Altruist Realty. Altruist Realty. And you can call either David or Cindy Chin at 304-575-0838 to make your appointment today. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Dr. John Tabbitt. And Dr. John Tabbitt is from West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. Dr. John Tabbitt, whether you're in a car accident or you have a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you back on your feet. West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, a proud sponsor of high school basketball. Well, Eric, the Independence Patriots under second-year Coach Jenkins, he came from West Side where he had good success there, and the team is really trending. It's a much better squad this year than it was a year ago. Not quite where he wants to be, but they're trending upward.
Yeah, he's laying the groundwork, and putting his stamp on the program. And, all these games down the stretch, will show the younger generation and the young kids on this team what he expects moving forward.
And I think one of the big keys of this game, if Independence is to have a chance to stick around and a chance to pull up the upset, they've got to be able to play close early. They can't let the game get away from them in the first quarter.
Well, turnovers, because what this Shady Spring pressure does to you, especially in this gymnasium, it can balloon a lead fast, and you're right. Early on, I think you're going to have to weather the storm. Maybe try to pick up a few quick early fouls. If you're Independence on Shady by attacking, then maybe they'll have to pull out of that pressure.
Well, the one thing for sure, Shady's very good at home. They're undefeated on this floor, and this is their final home game of the regular season. They'll finish up against Princeton with one more game, and Independence will finish up against Liberty. Shady's already made their way to the locker room. Independence going through their final warm-ups. We'll take our final break, come back and get you ready for the opening tip. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school basketball here on Video Productions.
When you're repping the blue and gold, staying ready is key.
That's why we hit up Little General Stores, our go-to when the clock is ticking.
At LG, they're hustling to cover your daily needs, fueling you both on and off the court.
From the finest snacks to a team that's always ready to assist, Little General Stores is the ultimate stop.
You can rest easy knowing LG has all your essentials.
Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Find out more at lgstores.com.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
West Virginia Orthotic and Prosthetic Center provides orthotic and prosthetic devices, promoting the highest level of personal and professional patient care. West Virginia O&P has a state-of-the-art fabrication facility where devices are produced, customized, and fitted in-house by our fully certified staff. We are honored to have the opportunity to work with our veteran population, providing them with the highest level of care and support. We are conveniently located in Beckley, just off I-64 at the Brookshire Lane Medical Park. Please call for a free evaluation or contact us on
Again, Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back into Shady Spring High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Faith Alexander, the brains of the outfit, is producing and directing. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Infinity Co. Infinity Co. offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with a dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan at Infinity Co. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Modley's. Modley's Plumbing and Heating. The only number that you need when you have a plumbing problem is 304-253-HELP at Modley's. Well, Eric, we take a look for Coach Jenkins' independent starting lineup, and as we mentioned before, they have 3 kids with the last name Williams on their team.
Yeah, and I mean, that's an anomaly right there, but hey, whatever it takes, Williams and Williams and Williams, that sounds like a
law firm.
A law firm right there.
You know, I remember doing a game on radio about 30 years ago when Liberty played Westside, and 8 of the 10 players were named either Toller or Cook.
Yeah.
So there's Shady's lineup. They also have a Williams as well, Jack Williams. It's Jack Williams, Maxwell, Olson, Bailey, and Davis. Of course, 2 seniors are Maxwell and Davis. They were honored before we came on tonight, senior night. And 4 independents, as we mentioned. It'll be Ethan Williams, Dagan Williams, Dalton Williams, Silas Nelson, might remember him from football, and Ashton Arthur. And once again for Shady, it'll be Jack Williams, Amar Maxwell, Gavin Davis, it'll be Malachi Olson, and Jalen Bailey. Amar Maxwell leads the team in scoring at 21 a game. Bailey at 13 a game. Also Williams at 13 a game. And Davis at 10. So 4, Eric, of Shady's 5 starters average double figures. And Olson, who missed quite a few games before he came back last night, he's at 8 points a game. And had he been able to play, he might have been in double figures.
Yeah, and what that spells is balance, you know, on the floor for Shady, and usually spells trouble for the opponent.
So we're ready to go. We've got a capacity crowd on hand, and there are crowds at fever pitch. It'll be Maxwell against Dalton Williams in the center circle, and we are ready to go. Independents wearing the traveling gray uniforms, Shady in the home white, and Shady will get first crack at it going to the basket to our right. Glad you're with us here tonight on Video Productions. Final home game for Shady. We got one more game after tonight. They'll play Princeton. Independence, one more game after tonight. They'll play Liberty. And Independence, Eric, starts out in the zone.
And that's what a good decision right here for Independence. Try to make them shoot from distance, Shady, if you can. But that's one thing you have to do out of the zone. If you force a long shot, you need to rebound.
Yeah, well, Jack Williams shot over the zone. He couldn't knock it down. But as you can see there, Shady able to maintain the rebound and keep the possession. Independence playing really good defense right now.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Independence defender right there on the baseline, I think that was Dalton Williams.
Yep.
He absorbed the contact. If he'd, been in charge mode, he may have induced a charge right there. Great skip pass by Maxwell.
And Shady turns it over. Good defense by the Patriots as they turn Shady over on the game's first possession. So
exactly
now,
what you need on the road.
Yeah, now here's Independence, their first crack at it on the offensive end. They've got Chris Lilly into the lineup. And I actually talked to the coach, and he gave me the starting lineup, and Chris Lilly wasn't a part of it, but he's out there now as there's a 3-ball shot from the corner, which is an air ball by Silas Nelson. Back the other way, Maxwell into the lane.
Turning an defensive rebound into points, Shady's MO.
And here's what you talked about, Eric, being able to handle the pressure. Shady going full court pressure.
It's going to be close to a 10.
Yep, and Independence calls a timeout because they knew what you knew, is there's going to be close to a 10-second, and let's see if we got a full or a 30. Got a 30. So while we got a minute here, we'll tell you about that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Leisure Lanes every Friday and Saturday night. They have futuristic bowling, and it goes from 10 o'clock to midnight. You can dial up Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328 to reserve your lane. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports for all your heating and cooling needs. You're a Amana dealer. You can call up Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. So a quick timeout, Eric. Not quite 2 minutes into the game, and Independence burns their first timeout.
And I totally agree with that timeout. You got to tell those, your teammates come and help. I think that was Chase Lilly trying to get it up the court, and it was a lot of contact. But if it's not being called, you're going to have to play strong in this game, and that's one thing I said at the top of the broadcast.
There's a floater, and it goes, and it fouls on Maxwell. Count the basket. What a nice little play that time on a little floater on the baseline by Silas Nelson, and he gets the hoop and the horn, and Independence has an opportunity to take their first lead of the game from the free throw line.
This is a testament of playing through contact from Silas Mullins, but what does he
Nelson.
Nelson, excuse me. I knew I was going to do that. But what does he do? He also plays football, and he has the body type, to absorb that. Not rely on that jump shot and try to get to the rim and create fouls.
Once again, Independence back in that zone, making Shady really work around the perimeter. There's Bailey for 3 over the zone, and he hits. Well, that's one good way to shake that zone loose, is be able to shoot over it the way Bailey did that time. Back the other way, a 3 is strong, and that 3 was put up by Ashton Arthur. But the offensive rebound, the putback, and we're all even.
I didn't see who scored that bucket. We'll get it on the –
Maxwell on the drive.
Oh, so Nelson, that was Nelson with he's got all 5 points.
Maxwell powers his way to the basket, will draw the foul and get to the line. As we watch the replay here.
Yeah, and that's going to be whistled on Dalton Williams.
Yeah.
And hey, the Independence cheering section has really brought it tonight. They said take his whistle, talking to the ref.
Well, Maxwell, a very aggressive player, as he goes hard to the basket.
And that's one thing, if you could say that one thing that's dropped a little bit with Maxwell this year, and I think his free throw shooting.
67% on the season.
Yeah, I mean.
And, Eric, you and I, we've done a handful of their games, and it seemed like he was much higher than that last year. But as I mentioned, these are up-to-the-date stats coming into tonight's game. Maxwell 67% from the free throw line as he makes 1 of 2.
And Shady gets back out to a 1-point lead and able to get into their pressure.
Little short shot off the side of the rim, doesn't go for Independence. For Arthur, back the other way comes Shady.
I think they missed Davis early on in that run out.
Olsen for three, doesn't go. Battle for the rebound.
Davis.
Bailey with it. His shot is blocked, and it'll stay with Shady.
Well, sorry to overtalk you, Maris, but that's the one thing that Davis brings to the table for Shady. Everyone else gave up on that rebound, but he was able to gain another possession for his team.
Dalton Williams with a good block. Here's Bailey for three. Splash down. That's 2 3 balls for Bailey. As we watch that last 3 ball, look at that area, able to spot up, splash. As checking into the Shady lineup, got a new player to the ball game.
Radford.
You
know, Radford has given them, as Shady forces a turnover.
And as you mentioned on top, Eric, in the pregame, this was going to be important for Independence to be able to handle the pressure and be able to hang around early in the game.
And I don't want to, to say that's a simple entry pass, but you have to be able to get the ball in. That has to be frustrating for Coach Jenkins, because that's not really, that's just standard pressure.
Maxwell into the lane, spins to the basket, and lays it up and in with the left hand. When he gets the ball that deep, back in December when we were doing a scrimmage, we had a play very similar to what we just had, and it knocked us off the air. We couldn't come back. It broke a piece off in our equipment.
I mean, just a perfect storm again.
Yeah.
How many times?
And there's a perfect storm. Maxwell with a block. It leads to a run out. Davis on the finish, off the glass, up and in. Great defensive play on one end, leads to a layup on the other.
And this is one of the patented Shady runs that Independence has to weather the storm. 3:49 to go in the quarter. Going to have to, try to stop the bleeding here.
It's an 8-0 Shady run. They get another turnover. Davis on the move. He'll finish with the layup. Timeout Independence, a 10-0 Shady run with 3:35 remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 15-5 Shady lead. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, not a full. So while we got a second, we can tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Love me some Cracker Barrel, the Old Country Store. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Well, Eric, what we said in the pregame is what couldn't happen to Independence. So far through the first 4 minutes and change has happened to Independence.
Yeah, it really has, and it's starting to snowball, and you don't want this snowball to turn into an avalanche here on this February night. But I still like the way Coach Jenkins is utilizing his timeouts. I mean, you can't take them with you. You need to really slow down this onslaught.
Right now, Shady's on a 10-0 run, making it very difficult for Independence to get the ball up in the front court.
Once they break the initial pressure and get into their offense, they've had some success.
Here's Dalton Williams trying to back his way down low. Good defense by Gavin Davis, and you can tell Gavin Davis was a football player the way he defended that. Here's a baseline shot. It's good.
By Ethan Williams. Nice dribble drive and pull up and hit the shot.
That snaps a 10-0 run by Shady. Shady looks over the zone. Get the ball inside to Maxwell. Spins hard to the basket and finish. What a nice play by Amar Maxwell. Maxwell scored 38 in the first meeting back on January the 29th at Coal City. And we've got the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Independence. And really, that could have been the second personal foul on Maxwell. That was a lot of contact.
Yeah, a lot of contact right there. And
and Shady wants a timeout. So it's going to be a 30-second timeout, and we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Altruist Realty. And we'll get that up on the board here just directly. Altruist Realty, David Chin, Cindy Chin. You can dial them up at 304-575-0838. Altruist Realty Group, David and Cindy Chin. Also tonight's game brought to you in part by Dr. John Tabbitt. And Video Productions would like to thank our instant replay sponsor, West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you're having you had a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt will get you right back on your feet. A proud sponsor of high school sports. So out of the timeout, Shady called the timeout. They'll continue to show full court pressure as Independence will inbound the ball. And the ball is turned over. Got a new player into the ball game as Olsen dials it up for three. It doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Around the horn they go. There's a three. It won't go. And Dalton Williams comes out of there with it. The new player that shot that three was Johnston, Braden Johnson. And there's a little short shot. Doesn't go and out of bounds over to Shady.
I think that Independence is actually doing a good job in their half-court defense, but they're not able to corral many of the misses that they've induced. And then once Shady scores, that's when they're getting into the pressure.
Olsen attacks the basket, thought he was fouled, no whistle, but it'll stay with Shady. That time, Eric, Independence extended their defense at midcourt. New player into the game for Independence. That'll be Logan Mink into the ball game. Down low, Maxwell in the low post. Bailey into the lane, knocks it down.
Bailey elevates and hits another. He's really come on, Jalen Bailey. That's his 8th point of the quarter.
Yeah, 2-3 balls, and now that two-pointer in the lane. Biggest lead of the game right here at 12. And, Shady doing a good job making Independence really work to get the ball up. And now there's a foul, and that foul's going to go against Bailey for Shady.
Yeah, it's a little too aggressive, and that'll be Bailey on the hack. And that'll be the second team foul.
They side out for Independence to our left. Mink with it now. Mink's open. He'll launch a three and hit.
Good recognition by Silas Nelson as he drew the defense and got it out to Mink.
Maxwell turns it over. Nelson on the drive for Independence, and he finishes. So a little 5-0 spurt by Independence, and they've cut the 12-point lead to 7. Maxwell down low, muscles his way up, and he'll draw the foul and get to the line. But Maxwell's so good around the basket.
Yeah, watch on the replay, just a little more discipline by the defender. When he initiates that contact, I mean, that's a good hard take, and if they're not going to call it, he's going to live at the free throw line all night.
So Maxwell, a 67% free throw shooter, and the first one is good. Jack Williams checks back into the Shady lineup. And both free throws are good by Maxwell. And Independence will dip into its bench with a little bit more muscle and size in there, Eric, and get into the ball game. Will be a 6'2 junior in Reed Warden.
Yeah, I had a chance to see him finish the JV contest, and he brings a lot of muscle down low.
And here's Independence. I thought that they had turned the ball over because I thought they threw the ball into the backcourt, but apparently not. Or maybe the ball hit off one of the Shady players. Yeah, by the way, Independence won that JV game in overtime. There's a nice hustle play by Bailey, and it'll stay with Independence.
Big sequence right here. If you're Independence with 40 seconds to go in the quarter, you want to keep it within shouting distance, man. If you can get a score here and keep it under double digits.
Ashton Arthur just checking into the game. He's a guy that scored 23 in the first meeting. He's a guy Independence has really got to get going.
Yeah, got to get going, get some shots. But if you're Independence here, you want to work this clock to your advantage and maybe take, the last shot of the quarter if it's not a layup. Just try to work something in close.
Nelson on the drive. They cut him off. Big fella Warden backing his way in, leans in. Maxwell blocks the shot. Ball comes back out to Independence. Warden has it, and now he turns it over.
Yeah, didn't get his feet together. Little turnover, but with 10.6 seconds to go now in the quarter, Shady has a chance to extend this lead.
Yeah, plenty of time to get the ball up before we get a good shot. Independence will extend the pressure. Radford with it. Bailey's open for three, and it's short. The putback won't go, and that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, your score, Shady 21, Independence 12. We'll be right back with the second quarter after this on Video Productions.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by United Coal Company. You can apply for a job with Infinity Coal. You can apply online through the Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia, West Virginia. Well, Eric, first quarter, really exciting first quarter, 21-12 the lead for Shady.
Yeah, but it was a well-played first quarter. The tempo of the game, though, I don't think, it's in Shady's favor. So Independence has to do a better job of rebounding on the defensive end after they induced a couple of long shots, and Shady was able to get, second chances.
Very similar to the first quarter the first time around back in Coal City. It was 26-20 Shady over Independence. Here was the quarter, Eric, in that first game where Shady was able to run away and hide from Independence. So Independence will have first crack at it in the second quarter, and the ball will stay with the Patriots under their own basket.
And you're right, the second quarter, you don't want a carbon copy of that if you're Independence, but you also want to, I'm not saying run the clock to not score, but you want to, as they turn it over here.
Mink turns it over. Bailey with the shot. Doesn't go, but there's Davis with the putback. And that's Shady, what they're all about, Eric. Their defense becomes their offense.
Sure does, and we got another trap here.
Yep, and a turnover it looks like. Yep, Davis with the steal. Jack Williams thought about the three. They get the ball down low to Maxwell. Comes the double team. Davis will dial it up for three and hit.
9 points for Davis.
Yeah, a quick 5-0 spurt to start the second quarter.
And 3 players have scored for Shady, and they're all three of them knocking on double figures doors. Independence turns it over.
Yeah, the pressure as we watch that last 3 ball by Davis. Independence player, he didn't even check in. He just ran right in. The referee was trying to tell him he needed to check in. You think a lot of these kids have played enough basketball. You just can't. It's not like hockey on the fly. You can't just run in. You got to go check in.
It was a shift change.
I guess. Tough shot inside by Jack Williams, and he's able to score.
And that was Jack Williams' first points of the game as he was pushed.
a steal. It's a 7-0 run for Shady. Jack Williams into the lane, a little floater. Does he get the roll? No, but Olsen with the rebound. And Maxwell's shot is blocked. But the relentless pressure that Shady has put on Independence. Here's Arthur for 3 in the corner. Back iron, no good.
Two wide open looks this half for Arthur, not get anything to fall.
Brody Radford with the rebound. Davis for 3. That's too strong. Here's Silas Nelson on the attack. Williams for 3, and he hits.
Good decision in transition by Silas Nelson again with the assist.
That 3 ball, that breaks a 7-0 Shady run. That 3 was knocked down by Ethan Williams. Maxwell on the drive, gets to the rim, and what do we got? We got a foul. For a minute, I thought they were going to call maybe a held ball here.
Yeah, I think it was the foul on the off defender because Mink had his hand on the ball, and I think you're going to get – I think they whistled that maybe on Reed Warden.
And that'll get Maxwell back to the free throw line. And he'll shoot 2. First free throw is good.
And that puts Maxwell in double figures with 10.
And if he can hit this will be the biggest lead of the game. He cannot. So this equals the largest lead of the game right here. Mink on the drive, down the lane, tacks the basket, puts it up, left it short. A fight for the rebound, it's out of bounds to Shady.
Yeah, good hustle by Silas Nelson. If anything, not able to come up with it, but it also stopped a fast break opportunity for Shady.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have one of the Raleigh County Assistant Superintendents. Eric Dillon will be our halftime guest. We had back in football season, we had the other Assistant Superintendent, Penny Lowry. So we'll have Eric Dillon tonight. Here's a 3 from the corner, good.
Brody Radford dials it up.
Radford in the biggest lead of the game right here for Shady.
And you called it. This is the quarter where the game got away in the last contest, and right now it's starting to slip away for Independence.
Yeah, there's Arthur, and they double team him. There's the steal. Maxwell on the move. Maxwell with the left hand and a finish. Yeah, it's a 13 to 3 quarter.
As we see the replay right here, nice glide to the hoop by Maxwell, finishing with the left.
And Bailey back in the game. And in that first meeting, Eric, Shady outscored Independence 26-13. They doubled them up in that second quarter. And looking throughout, really Independence played Shady really tough the other 3 quarters.
Yes.
But it was the second quarter that done them in. And right now, it looks like that might be the case here tonight.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go, halfway through the quarter, and another turnover. This could be a slam.
Maxwell throws it home. Slam dunk. Once again, Shady's defense becoming its offense. Nelson on the drive. A lot of contact. We got an offensive foul.
It's going to be on Nelson. Team second.
And Dagan Williams will check into the Independence lineup. But it's been a 15-3 run for Shady in this quarter. And we're at the halfway point. There's Olsen on the drive. Down low, Maxwell puts the shot up and draws the foul. And when he catches the ball that deep, Eric, it's really hard to do anything with it.
Yeah, great post up. Nice recognition. And
so Maxwell will get back to the line. Seems like he's lived there in this first half.
Yeah, this will be his 8th free throw attempt.
Number 8 and 9.
No, 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th. First one's good. So now out of 7, he's what, 6 out of 7?
Yes.
Of course, he came in shooting 67% from the line for the season, and like I said, these stats are up to date. Maxwell now will shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Free throw on its way. He made 1 of 2.
Well, he missed that one bad.
Yes.
Hey, so let me give you this early on stat. Independence has 15 points, and Maxwell has 15 points.
Wow. That shot comes up short by Mink.
This will shock you. Only 3 people have got, well, 4 with Radford just getting into the scoring column.
Good defense by Independence. They turned Bailey over.
Much needed turnover. Now you got to get some points.
Independence on the move into the lane. Tough shot's good. That's a nice shot by Chris Lilly. Maxwell spins, gets to the basket, and couldn't convert. But Bailey with a good hustle on the rebound. Olsen open for 3, back iron. And coming out of there is Williams for Independence. Nelson on the drive into the lane, and they'll call a travel. So they'll call a travel on Silas Nelson. So from what I was told tonight, Eric, looks like these two teams are going to meet again in the opening round of the tournament, the sectional tournament. The higher seed obviously will be Shady. It'll be here on Tuesday, February 27th, as Maxwell gets a little roll and knocks it down. Maxwell having quite a first half. That's what, 17 for Maxwell?
Yes.
And as you mentioned earlier, when he had 15, Shady had 15. Now he has 17, and Independence has 17. Ethan Williams on the drive, a tough shot, doesn't go. Maxwell with the rebound. Finds Bailey on the outlet pass. Here's Olsen on the drive. He lays it up and in.
And Olsen gets into the scoring column for his first bucket.
There's another turnover. Throw the ball ahead to Maxwell. Good hustle that time by Lilly to knock it out of bounds. So Radford back into the game. Davis out there along with Williams. And Bailey and Maxwell for Shady. Mink brings it up, and boy's been harassed.
Hey, good full court defense from Radford.
There's a 3 ball, doesn't go. That 3 put up by Chris Lilly. And Maxwell, he's probably got double digits in rebounds. Jack Williams attacks the basket. They cut him off. Maxwell into the lane, 10-footer, doesn't go.
Nelson's doing a good job of penetration. I think he's got to go up with a lot of these shots.
Got a little fancy behind the back pass, and they missed the short shot.
Wow, that was going to be a da-da-da-da-da-da moment.
Yeah, as Dagan Williams missed that. Here's a 3, no good. The tip doesn't go. We're under a minute for the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap. Like I said, there's a steal. We'll have Assistant Superintendent Eric Dillon will be our halftime guest. It's Bailey, who's had a big first half, is able to pick the pocket and get an easy layup.
Yeah, and that puts Bailey into double figures with 10.
Mink for 3 over Maxwell. Good!
That's 2 threes.
That's Mink. That was a good-looking shot. Maxwell was all over him.
Shot that with authority like he knew it was going in.
He shot that like downtown Freddie Brown back in the day. And that was before they had a 3-point line.
Ooh.
So it looks like last shot time for Shady here in the half.
That was pretty close to a turned ankle right there for Jack Williams.
Jack Williams gets all the way to the rim, lays it up and in. And that's how the first half will come to a close. At the end of the first half, your score, Shady 45, Independence 20. When we come back, we'll have Assistant Superintendent of Raleigh County Schools, one of the Assistant Superintendents, Eric Dillon, will recap the first half, and we'll do it on the other end of the break here on Video Productions.
again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School. It's very loud in here right now, and at the break, there's a lot to cheer about if you're a Shady Spring fan, as the Shady Spring Tigers lead Independence 45-20. I'm Maris Lowry along with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander, on camera. Well, our halftime guest tonight is one of the two assistant superintendents of Raleigh County, Mr. Eric Dillon. And Eric, you and I go back a long way. And before we came on, I was saying you've got so many duties, being one half of a assistant superintendent. You're an assistant basketball coach at Beckley Woodrow Wilson. Maybe the toughest job is being a dad by having your son Kobe, who plays for Beckley. How do you manage all your time to do all that?
Well, I have a great support system. My wife and my kids are great. The people I get to work with Raleigh County Schools it's the best team in the world. So it's not me. It's all about them.
Well, you get to work with another Lowry, my sister-in-law Penny, who's here tonight. So I know she's going to ask me that I mention her when I'm talking to you, and normally I'm going to tell her no. But I know you have an opportunity to work with her, and you and her do a great job.
I sure do. I'm really blessed. I get to work for a great superintendent, Dr. Serena Starcher, and a terrific board. And I get to work alongside a great assistant superintendent, Penny Lowry.
Well, Eric, tell me what's going on in Raleigh County. I know the athletics, basketball winding down. You got spring sports starting, but there's so much more to it. Of course, the academics. Everything obviously goes hand in hand, academics and athletics.
Absolutely. We're so proud of our kids we have across the county, and our staff does a great job with them. In the role I serve Raleigh County now, I deal a lot with construction and a lot of the support services. So the departments that I get to work with, they're great. Obviously, we have a lot of construction going on right now in Raleigh County, as people can see. We have the new Stratton Elementary that everybody's excited about. We have a Park Middle School job, renovation and addition that's going on there. And you can't forget the Shady Elementary addition that's going on there. So that's state of the art as well. So we have a lot of moving pieces going on right now in Raleigh County Schools, and we have a lot of great people that are making it happen.
And one of the things we do here at Video Productions, Eric, we do use people from Raleigh County, as we have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. He's a Shady grad. The one I call the brains of the outfit, sitting right behind him, Faith Alexander. She's an Independence grad. And of course, my partner here, Eric, and I'm going to let Eric get a word in. He has a daughter at Woodrow Wilson High School, so we're all connected. Of course, I grew up and went to school here in Raleigh County. Eric, you might have a question for Eric Dillon.
Yeah, the question I have for you, Eric, is, in my lifetime, when I grew up, I always had a coach or whatever who influenced me, and I still think about him. It was my junior high coach, Ray Austin. I don't want to leave out any other coaches, but he was the one that came to me and told me, you have a talent. But he told me I had a talent that would get my school paid for. What kind of guided you to want to get into the education part of it?
Oh, I was fortunate, as you said, to get to play for some great coaches. I can think back to my junior high days at Stratton Junior High, Bernie Ballstick. I can think about my high school days with Coach Barksdale, playing for him, and Coach Kidd. And those guys instilled a love for me to want to be around kids and want to coach. And to be honest with you, that's originally why I got into education, was a coach. And just to be around kids, it's the greatest feeling in the world, to feel like you can mold them or shape them or do something good to make them achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah, and just one more statement, and I'm glad you touched on that. Having a daughter now that's crossing over into the high school area, I just want to tell you guys that I really love the way the board is going, how it's trending, and everything. Every school in this county should be proud and support the Board of Education, because I really think with Miss Starcher, I mean, she's handwriting letters for attendance, right, and making honor roll, and kids really like that. They like to see themselves getting a piece of mail. So I just want to commend you guys for for moving things forward.
Right. Well, I really appreciate you saying that. That means a lot. And Dr. Starcher, as I said earlier, she's great to work for. She does a great job, and you are absolutely right. What kid doesn't want to be acknowledged by the superintendent of Raleigh County Schools. So that's great. And I do know your daughter, Lexi. She's first class, and she's so talented in the classroom and out on the dance floor, and as a cheerleader too. She pulls double duty. She's first class. You've done a great job.
Yeah. Well, I've had a great support system.
Yes, his wife Regina is a big part of that. But Eric, one last question before we let you go. I know being the assistant coach at Beckley, it's a tough loss at George Washington last night. You go on the road to Buchanan, and then next week you come home for the final 2 regular season games with Parkersburg South and Capital. Of course, Video Productions will have those. Then you get into the postseason. So what's the big – right now, what would you say would be the key for Beckley getting to the state tournament and then maybe being able to do some damage at the state tournament?
Well, absolutely you want to be healthy sickness-wise and injury-wise, and this is the time of the year where you really want to be clicking on all cylinders. So, you don't want to peak too early. You want to keep getting better, and hopefully we can do that. But tonight here you get to watch Independence and Shady High School. I mean, Ronnie Olson has done a tremendous job building what he's built here. Coach Jenkins is going to do a great job, and I know it's his second year, and he's going to do a great job here. And to be a part of Raleigh County Schools, you think about the last couple years. You've had the Kenny Award winner in Atticus Goodson.
Right.
You have Judah Price, another football award winner. I see setting up on the top row is Meg Williams. Man, one of the best volleyball players I've ever seen in my life. She was state player of the year. And I saw earlier Braden Chapman. I don't care what anybody says. He was the best player in the state last year.
Well,
and that's all from Raleigh County Schools.
Right.
That's a credit to them and their support system.
Well, I speak for our entire crew and Butch Mounts, the executive producer and director for Video Productions. We appreciate everything that we're able to do in Raleigh County and be able to cover these games. And tomorrow we'll be at the Raleigh County Convention Center. We'll do the 4 middle school games tomorrow starting at 10 in the morning. That means we all got a curfew tonight. When this game's over, we got to get to bed and we got to get up early. And we'll have 4 middle school games tomorrow.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Our middle school does a great job. It's an exciting day. I think they played at the Raleigh County Armory, and what a day, 4 games. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say we greatly appreciate what Video Productions does. I mean, what they're doing for Southern West Virginia kids and Raleigh County schools is unbelievable. Who would ever thought you could see yourself on TV? And that's just great. And I greatly appreciate Maris and Eric, what you guys do and your whole team.
Well, we appreciate that, Eric. We wish Beckley Flying Eagles you best of luck moving forward, not just tomorrow at Buchanan, but throughout the remainder of the regular season on into the postseason.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's one of the 2 assistant superintendents of Raleigh County Schools, Eric Dillon. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back. And, Eric, you might have to give the numbers on the fly. Shady leads Independence 45-20 at the break here on Video Productions. Thank you, Eric. Great job.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state Senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we're ready to start the second half. And, Eric, I'll have to tell you, with that interview with Eric Dillon, it seemed like the halftime just flew by, didn't it?
Yeah, and it was a great interview, man. Eric Dillon, and as we stated, the Board of Education is really moving in the right direction.
And there's the shot by Jack Williams. He got his own rebound, put it back in. Eric, you can give some of the individual totals on the fly here.
Well, that's Jack Williams, 6 point, but he ended a half with a bucket and started the third quarter with a
bucket.
Deuce.
Yeah.
And so leading the way for Shady is Amir Maxwell. This will be his 19th point on his slam dunk.
Yes, on cue. As soon as you said that, that's his second slam of the night.
And that's his 19th point. And double figures for Shady as well as Jalen Bailey, who had a nice first half.
Nice little backdoor cut, but Nelson couldn't get it to go. And Olsen had it for a minute, and he can't run it down.
Yeah, and as Independence had 20 points in the first half, and they were led by Silas Nelson, who has 7 points, but he's scored all 7 in the first quarter and didn't get in the scoring column in the second. And Logan Mink with 2 long balls for Independence with 6 points.
Here's a steal. Bailey goes in and puts the shot up and in off the glass. Bailey's had a solid game.
Yeah, and that's 12 points for Bailey.
Well, Eric, it shows you Independence had 12 points in the first quarter, and they've scored only 8 more up to this point. And that's what I talked about. The second quarter in the first game got away from them, and here that's been the case tonight.
And defense turned into offense for Shady, and Nelson on the drive.
Yeah. And, and the ball's loose. Dalton Williams has it, and what we have got a held ball. There will keep it Independence. Of course, Shady is, like I said, I think they're one of the best teams in any class. They're really good at home, and with a win here tonight, they'll finish this this campaign undefeated at home.
Yeah, that's a big key to turning a program around when you take pride in winning at home and defending the home court.
And you and I talked about this in the college game we did on Tuesday when we did the Tech game, that we said, one of the main things of any good team on any level is being good at home. As Williams will dial up a 3, it doesn't go, and Davis comes out of there with the rebound. But that's the key on any level, whether you're talking about the NBA, and I'm talking about even all the way down to grade school. You got to be good at home, as there's a drive, and it doesn't go, and there'll be a foul, and it'll be Bailey getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that was going to be whistled on Logan Mink, and you're exactly right, Maris. You have to defend your home court.
So Bailey, who he had a really good first quarter, he had a couple of threes and then hit one in the lane. He had 8 points in the first quarter as he gets to the line and knocks the first one down. Well, Eric, Eric Dillon talked about middle school day, and that'll be tomorrow. And we got to get up bright and early. The first game will tip at 10 o'clock. There'll be a game at 10, 11:30, 1, and 2:30. And the way that's going to work, check this out, Eric. You may or may not know this. It will be Trap Hill and Independence, the first and fourth game, and the games in between will be Park against Shady. And those are both in boys and girls.
Yeah, and it was flip-flop last year like that.
It was, and there's a 3 by Williams, too strong. In fact, last year Park ended up beating Independence to win the boys championship.
And Independence girls beat Park to win.
Right,
yes.
Right. There'll be the girls' championship game will be Park and Shady. And the boys' championship game will be Trap Hill, which is part of Liberty. There's a foul and Independence.
Yeah, and I had a couple of our viewers. I had a viewer text me last night and was wondering if we were doing the game and gave me some great insight. The Park and the girls' game, Park and Shady have played twice. Park winning both by a total of only 9 points. So this should be another barn burner tomorrow.
Well, I think we're going to have four really good games tomorrow, and looking forward to it. Maddie Belcher will join us for a couple of those games. As there's Ethan Williams 3, and that's way off. Maxwell with the rebound. Maxwell, I'm sure, has got a double-double. I know we don't count the rebounds, but I'm sure he's got double digits. There's a 3 by Bailey, short.
And Trap Hill, getting back to the county championships, and Trap Hill and Independence played for the football as well.
Yes, that's right.
So they have to as Bailey gets a great steal.
Yeah.
And
Williams might be able to get the steal back. No, the pass to Davis, and he couldn't get the shot to go. And here comes Independence Mink with it. There's a little short shot in the lane. Well, Eric, let me ask you this right here. So is this like a message maybe being sent by Independence because they're going to play Shady as Maxwell into the lane? Shots up, and what do we got?
Got a charge.
Got a charge on Maxwell.
Maxwell extended that that arm, and I stated that in the first half. You got to be willing to take that
right in the chops.
Right in the chops right there, and that was a foul.
But
on Maxwell.
The postseason, the sectional tournament starts here for the boys the week of the 26th, and on Tuesday, the week of the 26th, which is Monday, but on Tuesday the 27th is the game, and it will be Independence at Shady. And so these two teams are going to play again the opening round of the tournament. There's a steal by Olsen, gets it to Bailey, and Bailey with the finish.
And Bailey with his 6th point of the quarter.
Also, I think 4A will be that night as well. And of course, Video Productions will have it. Beckley will be at home that night. Shady will be at home. Video Productions will have both of those games. Coming up on the halfway point of the third quarter. And there's a turnover. Davis with it on the move. Davis over to Olsen. Olsen with the finish left of the lane. But Shady's defense has been really good. As like I said, Independence got 12 points in that first quarter, and they've only scored 10 since.
Yeah, only two in this quarter, and we're past the halfway point.
Maxwell attacks the basket, left it short.
That was good defense.
Oh, he got hit right in the face as he tumbles to the hardwood, and he rolls over, but he took a shot in the face.
I think, incidental, yeah, on the rebound here as – yeah, there's incidental contact. Good defense finally by Independence as played the drive and the spin move.
And you can't move.
You can't move as a dead. Yep.
So Independence does move, and that will be a turnover, a travel.
Yeah, Maris, it's getting ready to be exciting times now for the, it's sectionals and regionals.
February into March Madness, and I tell people all the time, and people who know me well, like you, Eric, it doesn't have to be March for me to have madness, right?
That's right, but I'm picking up what you're putting down, though. It should be, I should have like a 3-week vacation set up for in March.
Johnston for 3, and he knocks it down.
And Johnston's joining the party with his first points, a long ball.
Davis with the block of Nelson. And then Davis gets the pass, goes back up, and draws the foul. That's great hustle. You get the nice defensive play. The block by Gavin Davis on one end. He runs the floor, gets the pass, and draws the foul here on the other as we watch the replay. So Gavin Davis playing his final regular season home game. One of 2 seniors, him and Maxwell, as Davis makes the first of 2. And Eric, we
Davis
talked about
into double figures with 10.
Only 2 seniors on the basketball team, and oddly enough, only had 1 senior cheerleader.
Yeah, that
you don't see that hardly too often.
Multiple cheerleaders at least.
Right. I was odd when we did the Bluefield-Beckley game. Bluefield had 7 seniors and 5 sophomores. They didn't have any juniors or any freshmen, as Davis makes both free throws. Here's Mink with it. But it's been a dominant performance by Shady as they're gearing up for postseason play. That shot's too strong.
Yeah, Ethan Williams has had 3 good looks, just not able to get anything to fall.
And a timeout by Shady. And let's see if we're going to have a full or a 30. We'll have a 30. So while we got a minute, we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Altruist Realty. Altruist Realty. Call for and schedule your appointment today as you can get a hold of David and Cindy Chin. They can help you through the buying process at 304-575-0838. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Dr. John Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. Dr. Tabbitt will get you back on your feet, whether it's a car accident or a sports-related injury, a proud supporter of high school basketball. So 40-point lead right here. And, Eric, it's really been tough sledding for Independence. Like I said, they got 12 at the end of the first quarter. They've only been able to muster up 10 points since then, and we got 2:46 here left in the third.
Yeah, and we can attribute that, ineptness on offense to this Shady Spring defense. They've really, really turned it up and applied the pressure and taken care of business at home.
And I believe this, that if Shady's going to win, and I think Ronnie Olsen, if he was sitting right here, I think he'd agree with me. If Shady's going to win, the AAA championship. As good as they have been on the offensive end of the floor, they're going to have to do it on the defensive end of the floor.
You know, and a lot of it, Maris, and I say this, and this is not to put any refs on the spot, a lot of it is going to be moving forward. They're so aggressive on defense, is how that whistle is going to be blown.
Yeah, because they are very aggressive, and if they're allowed to get up in you, that's a nice play and a nice finish that time by Radford. But I think there's no question that to a man, I think of Shady, when you think of all the guys that can score and the way they can score, if they're to cut the nets down on March the 16th at Charleston, it's got to be their play on the defensive end of the floor. And maybe a lot of teams would say that same thing, but I think really more so for them because they got multiple guys, as we know, that can score. But when they really dig in and play defense.
It's all about getting stops.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I realize you got to put the ball in the basket, but you're right. You got to get stops. And most people think it's going to be Shady and Fairmont, but you just never know. You know how basketball is in one game.
That's what's wild about when it turns into the tournament time.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and when it gets down to Charleston, all those guys have one mission: win the state tournament, state championship. So it's going to. I'm looking forward to all four classes, though. You're talking about some competition.
Well, you always got your top 2 or 3 favorites in every class, but then you always got there's that 1 or 2 little sleepers, and I say in 4A, I think you agree, Eric, is there's a turnover. Jack Williams throws it behind his pass, and just an easy little slam dunk for Maxwell.
21st point, and I'm gonna expound on what you were about to say. We start up in the 4A class, there's a team out there that I think that no one wants to play if they make it to the state tournament. That's Huntington.
And normally you wouldn't think that Huntington would be off anybody's radar, but just of the conversations I've had around the state, nobody
mentions them.
Davis, and he will draw the foul. I mean, everybody in AAA is talking Shady or Fairmont. In AA, they're talking Bluefield, Charleston Catholic. And in single A, I guess there's a multiple teams.
And I'm starting to, Williamstown, great shooter, James Monroe. But I tell you, someone that I keep hearing now in AAA, and I haven't had a chance to see him, but it's Nitro.
Right.
A lot of people starting to talk about them. So, yeah, it's going to be – I won't be surprised to hear anyone getting upset as Jack Williams knocks down an easy 2.
So final 20 seconds of the third. And let's see if Independence more than likely will hold it for the final shot of the third quarter. Dalton Williams trying to post up. Ethan Williams now will dial up a 3.
Yes.
And it's an air ball.
Tough night shooting for Ethan Williams.
And he's had some good looks.
I was going to say, he usually knocks that down. But that just shows you sometimes it's just not your night.
Last shot time now for Shady. Johnston beats the clock. Count it if it goes. It goes. A 3 at the end of 3. And as we go to the fourth quarter, it's all Shady. It's Shady 71, Independence 22. Back with the fourth quarter after this on Video Productions.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
West Virginia Orthotic and Prosthetic Center provides orthotic and prosthetic devices, promoting the highest level of personal and professional patient care. West Virginia O&P has a state-of-the-art fabrication facility where devices are produced, customized, and fitted in-house by our fully certified staff. We are honored to have the opportunity to work with our veteran population, providing them with the highest level of care and support. We are conveniently located in Beckley, just off I-64 at the Brookshire Lane Medical Park. Please call for a free evaluation or contact us online.
As we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School, big crowd on hand, and they're giving their approval as they just announced the 50-50 winner. And boy, Eric, that was a strong second and third quarter by Shady as they led 21-12 at the end of one. They extended the lead at halftime to 45-20 And what a big third quarter as they held Independence only 2 points in the third quarter. And they lead now, does Shady, 71-22 as we start the fourth quarter.
Well, you said the last game that the second quarter really, extended the lead or made
that was the difference.
This one was 26-2.
Yeah, this third quarter.
This third quarter was 26-2. It's just
it was a
tough.
blitz.
Yes.
And, I don't know if there's, these two teams will play again the opening round of the sectional tournament. I don't know if you're Independence, there's anything you probably just maybe just get rid of this tape and just start from scratch. As Maxwell attacks the basket, and he lays it down for Bailey. Radford with a nice take and a nice finish.
Radford slicing and dicing to the rim. He's getting ready to join the double figure party.
Yeah, Shady's going to have 5 guys in double figures? The last game they had 4 guys in double figures. There's a short shot off the window, up and in by Nelson.
Yeah, they're 5 easy.
Quickly back the other way. Gavin Davis gets the basket and draws the foul. That's one thing, too. Independence made that basket as we watch the replay. Look how quick Shady gets the ball out of the basket, up the floor, and Gavin Davis with the finish and draws the foul.
Yeah, they turned the make into you having to defend the transition. And
Gavin Davis polishes off a three-point play.
That's 14 for Gavin Davis.
And the biggest lead of the game is right here as we're a minute into the fourth quarter. But Dalton Williams, he really never could get untracked, the big guy down low for Independence tonight.
Yeah, never. Nice cut right there.
Yeah. And the ball will be thrown away. Yeah, that's one thing, Independence could never really establish anything in the post right at the very beginning.
They couldn't, and it was a track meet after the first quarter because of the pressure from Shady. Maxwell
to the basket and a finish and a foul. And now, Eric, I think we're getting to the point with the game, with the score that it is, when, if you're Coach Olson, when do you start taking out your players? Because, you want to take out your 2 seniors to a big ovation, maybe one at a time. Maxwell, one of the 2 seniors on the floor along with Gavin Davis, and both of them have had outstanding games here on their senior night tonight.
Yeah, really showed up and showed out, like we say. But Maxwell, I think he needs us to talk about his free throw shooting like every night because he's only missed 2 on the evening.
He heard me give I guess in his mind would be the ugly truth, 67%. But after the way he shot tonight, he might be a little closer to 70%.
He might.
Here's Dalton Williams attacking the basket, puts the shot up. It's a little wild, and Maxwell clears the rebound. Maxwell over to Davis. Davis lays it up and in. Senior to senior. And, Eric, I think most people would have thought that Shady was going to win this game. But I'll be honest with you, I thought the game would be a little more competitive than what it has been. It's just been a tough night shooting for Independence as Williams not able to connect on that one. And now we got a rolling timeout to get players into the ball game. So we're 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, and the game's 81-24 in favor of Shady. And Shady's going to go to 16-4 as Independence ready to empty its bench. So we've got wholesale changes, and I hope that some of these players are on this roster.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't have 30.
No, I don't have a 44. And what's number 17? 30. There's a 3 made. There's Davis with a block.
That 3 was by Jalen Bailey, his 3rd of the night.
Maxwell attacks the basket, puts the short shot up. It won't go. There's an offensive rebound. Davis will dial it up for 3. It's short. Long rebound comes back out to Bailey.
You see all the 50-50 balls Shady gets, and that's Bailey misses the easiest shot he's had tonight.
And then Maxwell on the putback and a timeout on Shady. And I think everybody wants to empty their bench. So nice ovation to the 2 seniors. They had outstanding careers, and their season isn't done yet. They got one more regular season game on the road at Princeton and in the postseason. As we come down to the final 5 minutes of this one. We're going to have a Shady foul.
Yeah, it's going to be on Brady Johnston.
And we're going to have, let's see, we're going to have free throws on this. I think we will have. And it'll be Dagan Williams to the line. Or no, they're going to say
on the
floor. Well, you know, Shady had led 5-3. Actually, Independence had one lead at 3-2. The game was tied at 5, and then it's been Shady the rest of the way. There's Cooper Ward with the rebound for Shady into the ball game. Olsen will dial it up for 3. That won't go. And the ball's out of bounds to, I think it will stay with Shady. No, forward Independence. So Shady's going to win their 5th in a row, Eric. They're going to go to 16-4. The one game that was postponed when they were supposed to play Graham was not able to be made up. So the 22 games that you're allowed to play, they're only going to get 21 in.
And that's another team that they were going to play that's real strong. Graham, that would have been a good opponent.
Yeah, that was right there when we had that cold spell, that snow there in January.
Cold, yes.
And the game was postponed. They were going to play that down in Bristol, and that game obviously could never be made up. They just couldn't work out the dates to that. So we got a couple of free throws here for Independence. And that'll be Dagan Williams at the line. First free throw is good.
Another southpaw, Maris.
Yeah, boy, we see a lot of left-handers, see more. And you know, Eric, when you and I talk about that on these games, I'm starting to see it in the college level and watching the NBA. And back the other way comes Shady. Here's Johnston for 3, a splash down.
Brady Johnston shooting lights out in the second half. He's knocking on double figures the door with 9 points, three trades.
Yeah, he's got a good-looking shot. You can almost tell it's going in when he releases it. There's a turnover. And Eli Jordan comes out of there with it. 3 for, see, I jinxed Johnston because he's got a good release. As soon as I said that, then he leaves it short. But, you know, if you're Independence, you know that when you play Shady in the postseason, if you don't want to repeat performance, somehow as there's a turnover, they've got to be able to find a way to handle the pressure, and as there's that last 3. But that's the whole key. Can you handle the pressure? Can you handle it at least well enough to stay in the game in the first, 10, 12 minutes of the game?
You're going to remember this sequence in the game. It was 21-12, and it was 40 seconds to go. And I think Independence really needs to
hold it for the final shot.
And they turned it over. And Shady, I think, went on a serious run after that. If you can probably go back and look.
They did. They went on like a 7-0 run right after that.
Right after that, and then that's where the game got away from Independence.
That 3 is good. That 3 is by Eli Jordan. Is that a 2-ball or a 3? That's a 3. I know you were flashing 22, his number. I thought you were saying 2.
Yeah,
but
22.
I caught that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, with all these new players, I'm trying to give you an assist, but you was all over it.
I appreciate that, partner.
Rare assist.
Final 2.5, yeah. Because if you know Eric, if you throw the ball to him, you ain't seeing it no more. Whether it goes in the basket or clanks off the rim, you ain't seeing it no more. Our producer, the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins, kind of thought that was funny. The reason it's funny because it's true.
Yeah, he's an easy crowd, though. He laughs at half the stuff I say.
Yeah. I thought you paid him to do that, right? Show that last 3 made. So I got a couple of free throws here.
Good looking shot.
Free throw is good. So like I said, Independence with one more regular season game. They have Liberty. And 1 of 2 made there for Independence. Shady's got one more game. They have to go to Princeton, Eric, and then, like I said, they'll get ready for the postseason. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of this one. Johnston will dial it up for 3 and hit.
Double figures for Johnston with 12.
You know, they scored 98 the last game. They're at 95 now. Of course, Independence scored 70 in the last game. Obviously, they only have 26 here. We got a held ball, and it'll stay as we watch
Another
that last
three.
3 ball.
Hey, that's his sweet spot right there, right in front of Coach. Like, hey, Coach.
Yep.
So, hey, keep me in the game.
Yeah, so what are we looking at? 5 players for Shady in double figures? And that's a nice take, and there's a foul. Going into the lane is Dagan Williams to draw that foul, so watch that replay.
I will answer your question here.
So Williams will shoot a pair, and the first one is no good. It was 21-12 Shady at the end of the quarter. They blitzed Independence in that second quarter, led 45-20 at the break. In that big third quarter where they held Independence only to 2 points, is they led 71-22 as Williams missed the second one. Now the lead's 95-26.
So 4 in double figures with 2 with
on the
right
verge.
on the
Yeah. Now I guess the only question is, Eric, is will Shady hit the century mark? As that shot by Lynch is blocked. Here's Johnston for 3. And that gives them 98. That's what they scored in the first meeting. And here's a chance to hit the century mark or with the 3 ball over the century mark. The 3 doesn't go. That shot put up by Cooper Ward coming up on the final minute.
The crowd is going to erupt if they're able to get 100 here.
And they get a turnover. And they cannot get it. They had 2 good looks. They may only get 1 more chance to get 100 or better. And Independence misses a layup. The final 30 seconds. Johnston into the lane. And we got a foul. The shot won't go. Now it all depends whether they call it on the driver. I think it's on the floor. So
called it on the floor.
It'll be side out for Shady. Or
It'll be underneath. They do that now.
Well, the only reason I thought side out because the official was pointing towards side out.
I think, yeah, he was pointing over there. And
so maybe they need to tell the official it's underneath the basket. So Shady will get another crack at getting to the century mark. Johnston into the lane. He puts the shot up. It won't go. So they scored 98 the first time. Looks like they're going to have 98 this time. As it's going to end up 98-26, the final score. So Shady wins it, 98-26. Shady will go to 16-4. They've now won 5 in a row, 6 of 7, and Independence will fall to 9-12. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll recap, and we'll do it after this timeout here on Video Productions.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Northside, where everybody rides. Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Rad 19 in Summersville on Northside Drive. Brand new professional grade GMCs for less, including ready for work heavy duties, Chevy Silverados, Equinox, and more at Northside. A new generation of luxury is here. Experience the new Buick at Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Rad 19 in Summersville. Browse our enormous inventory now at northsidewv.net.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School as the Shady Spring Tigers had defeated Independence 98-26. We'll recap the game, and the recap of the game is brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Also, the scoring recap brought to you by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you need to call a plumber, you just need to know one phone number. That is a 304-253-HELP. Well, it was 2-0 Shady. Independence, their only lead was 3-2. The game was tied at 5, and then Shady was able to blitz them. Shady led 21-12 at the quarter, 45-20 at the break, 71-22 at the end of 3, and they win the ball game 98-26. With the win by Shady, they are 16-4. They finish undefeated at home. They have now won 5 in a row, and they've won 6 of their last 7. For Independence, they will fall to 9-12. We'll take a break. When we come back, Eric will go inside the numbers, and we'll do it when we return here on Video Productions.
Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to Shady Spring High School as Shady has defeated Independence 98-26. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you have a plumbing problem, the only number you need is Modley's at 304-253-HELP. Also, tonight, the Inside the Numbers are brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Princeton and Beckley. Cracker Barrel, the old country store. Final score 98-26, but Eric, you have all the other numbers from the ball game.
Yeah, and the big number I'm going to give is Shady was able to knock down 11 three-pointers in the contest, and they were led on the night by Amar Maxwell in his final regular season home game here at Shady. He had 26 points to lead all scorers, which matched the total of 26 points by Independence High School, as that really shows the dominant game and performance that Shady had tonight. Following up, Maxwell was Jalen Bailey, who was really coming on with 19 points. Gavin Davis, the other senior, with 17. Brady Johnston off the bench with 15, Maris, and Jack Williams with 8. And to round out the scoring, Brody Rafford 7, Kyle Olsen 4, and Eli Jordan 3.
So Independence and Shady will play one more time, Eric, and they'll play in the postseason. We'll talk about that in a minute, as tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Altruist Realty. Altruist Realty, you can call David or Cindy Chin at 304-575-0838. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Dr. John Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. And Dr. Tabbitt will get you back on your feet, whether you have a sports-related injury or car accident. And West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, a proud supporter of high school sports. All right, we'll take one final break, come back and put this one to bed, as it's a big win for Shady tonight over Independence, 98-26 here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Northside, where everybody rides. Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Rad 19 in Summersville on Northside Drive. Brand new professional grade GMCs for less, including ready for work heavy duties, Chevy Silverados, Equinox, and more at Northside. A new generation of luxury is here. Experience the new Buick at Northside Chevrolet Buick GMC Rad 19 in Summersville. Browse our enormous inventory now at northsidewv.net.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
All right, we're wrapping it up here from Shady Spring High School as Shady has defeated Independence 98-26. Eric, the final numbers, and Shady now 16-4. Shady has now won 5 in a row. They've won 6 of their last 7. Independence falls to 9-12, and each team has one more regular season game. Independence will play Liberty. Shady will play Princeton, and these two teams will play again on February 27th. That's a week from Tuesday to start sectional play, and that'll be an elimination game. That'll be played here at Shady, and boy, between now and then, Independence has got a lot of work if they're going to try to pull off that big upset.
Yeah, a lot of work to do, but and you said something that I start thinking about. Once you get to the sectional play, anything can happen, but they'll have to pull out all the stops, in order to that being Independence to try to get a win. We're going to have to figure out how to handle pressure because it wasn't the first quarter that did them in. The second and third, the middle two quarters where the game was really put out of reach.
And, Eric, I don't know if that's something you can fix in a couple of weeks. I mean, you have the players you have and you work hard and you try to correct some of the mistakes, but also, too, when Shady speeds you up, it also sometimes makes you take quicker shots maybe than what you're normally doing. I think Shady's Independence got to find a way to slow the game down.
Exactly, and I thought the first 4 to 5 minutes of that first quarter, I thought the game plan was working. Even when they turned it over, they were able, to get back in transition and not give up easy layups. And the layups not only lead to scoring for Shady, but it leads to them being able to set up their full court pressure.
Well, Eric, you and I are going to have to go home and get in our respective beds because we got a big morning and afternoon tomorrow. The Raleigh County Convention Center Middle School Day. We'll get it started at 10 o'clock. There'll be a game at 10, which will be Trap Hill against Independence and girls. Then we'll have a girls game between Park and Shady. That'll be at 11:30. Then at 1 o'clock, it'll be Park and Shady and boys. And then we will wrap up the boys championship with Independence and Trap Hill tomorrow at 2:30. So we've got 4 games. Maddie Belcher will join you and I for the first couple of games, and then you and I will be on our own for the final 2. Looking forward to for a full day of middle school basketball tomorrow.
Yeah, it's always an exciting day and another good chance to showcase the players, all the good talent here in Raleigh County.
Well, we appreciate everybody that made this possible, all the hard work put in, of course, by the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander. She's always a big part of things we do, and, of course, from our partner Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Shady beats Independence tonight at 98-26. Good night, everybody.